YouTube made me not like people who have charisma. Pretty fucked up, huh? Hey, nobodies. It's me here once again, here with my co-host, Mr. Nobody. And today I'm going to be talking about how I don't like people who are like really charismatic, which I know sounds pretty absurd, but I mean, that's just kind of how I am. And every time, I meet someone who's got like a bunch of charisma or, is described as being charismatic, I'm instantly incredibly wary of them. Just because it seems like every person I've known who's like had a lot of charisma has been like very manipulative, very shady. A lot of times they take advantage of people, and I don't like them, especially like the more charismatic they are. Have a lot of very narcissistic traits. I don't want to like outright like say they're narcissists because I feel like that term gets thrown around way too much. It seems like anytime someone doesn't like someone else nowadays, that person's a narcissist. It's like, oh, there's a guy I work with who chews his food with his mouth open. He's a narcissist. Or, oh, my neighbor lets his dog shit in my front yard. He's a narcissist. It's like, not everyone you don't like is a narcissist. Some people are just assholes. For some reason, being charismatic is seen as like this great thing, but I'm just kind of like, eesh around them. I think the main thing that's made me kind of bigoted against charismatic people is being a YouTuber. I've been very active in the YouTube community for almost 20 years, and I know personally some YouTubers who are just the worst, but they get away with it just because, they have so much charisma that people just kind of look over it. And I know a couple of you people watching who've been watching me for a really long time are going to be like, oh, I know who he's talking about. I know who he's talking about. And, you might know, one or two people. But, I mean, really, it's several people. I've met several people who were like this. These YouTubers who have gotten away with being pieces of crap because they have that sort of charisma. Yeah, so just, because of my negative experiences with certain YouTubers, that really set me off from people who have a lot of charisma. This is Vic Mignogna. He's a very famous American anime voice actor. As you can see here, he's got a nice hair transplant and a pretty solid facelift. And he also, I don't know if he still does, but he used to appear at a lot of anime conventions as a guest, and I actually went to an anime convention that he was a guest at. Now, I'll be honest, I don't watch that much anime. I'm not really much of an anime fan. I know that's surprising because I know I look exactly like the type of guy who furiously jerks off to anime girls. I quit doing that months ago, but there are a couple of anime that I really like, and one of the anime that I really like is Full Metal Alchemist, and Vic Mignogna here is the voice of the main character in Full Metal Alchemist. And a couple of my friends who were going to this convention asked me if I wanted to go to this panel that he was speaking at. And I was like, yeah, sure, that might be fun. I went onto YouTube and looked up videos of a couple of panels that he did, and this dude has charisma coming out the ass. This dude has taking shits that have more charisma than a room full of people. When you watch some of the panels that he's spoken at, this guy, I mean, he just has a way of speaking that sucks you right in and just makes you like him right off the bat. I didn't like him. And I told my friends this, that, wanted me to go to the panel with him. I was like, I watched a couple of his panel videos, and I don't like him. He gives me bad vibes. And my friends were like, well, why not, man? He's a really nice guy, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, nah. Just from what I've seen, he just makes me uncomfortable. About 7 or 8 years later, when the whole Me Too thing was going down, this guy got in a lot of hot water for being a creep. I won't get into the whole thing. It was this whole big controversial rabbit hole online. But, maybe not every single thing that's been said about him is true, but it's pretty obvious that this guy's done some skeevy stuff. And, of course, all of his fans are like, oh, everyone's picking on poor Vic. Poor Vic, he's such a nice guy. And it's like, he's got these people who actually know him for years and have actually worked with him and have actually been friends with him, speaking out against him. And then you got these dorks online who are like, oh, well, I met him at a convention 10 years ago and he was so nice. It's like, yeah, he was nice to you at a convention. That's what he's there for. That's what he's paid for. Oh, unless you're like a legend, like William Shatner, who is an asshole to people at conventions, but can get away with it because he's William Shatner. But I mean, unless you're like on that level, I mean, of course these people are going to be nice to you. That's what they get paid for. I mean, I'm going to take the word of people who actually have dealt with this guy for years and know him personally over some nerds online who can't see past his charisma. Here's another famous charismatic person I don't like. Kevin Trudeau. Now, if you grew up in the 90s and early 2000s like I did, this dude was the freaking infomercial king. This dude used to sell this absolute crap on TV. And even as like a little kid, I knew what he was selling was crap. But this guy just had a way of talking about this crap that just sucked me right in and really got you into his infomercials. I remember he used to sell something called Mega Memory, which was like this giant case full of like 100 cassette tapes, and if you listen to them all 10 times a day, you'll remember everything that ever happened to you, or some stupid happy crap like that. It's probably nothing how it was, but that's just how I remember it. And watching that at the time, I was like, this has to be a bunch of bull. But this guy, the way he talked about it, the way he presented this crap case of cassette tapes that don't mean a hill of beans, he just had a way of making me interested in what he was talking about. And he of course he wound up in prison for being a con artist. He's actually been in prison a couple times, and he got out of prison, and I guess he's got like some podcast or something where he's scamming people. And a lot of very crooked politicians are known for having a lot of charisma. It's on both sides, but in particularly our president. I'm sorry I gotta say it, but our president from back in the 1800s, Chester Arthur. That's right. This guy, I mean, that mustache alone will just draw you right in. That mustache alone will just make you want to vote for him, but you can't let that charismatic mustache get to you. And by the way, if any of you voted for this man back in the 1800s when he was running for president, unsubscribe from me right now. I mean, some of the most evil people in history were like ridiculously charismatic. Hitler had a lot of charisma. Jim Jones had a lot of charisma. Rosie O'Donnell has a lot of charisma. Believe it or not, I've even had some people say, in my comment section, that I'm charismatic, which I don't know where they got that idea, which makes me kind of uncomfortable, because I don't really see that as a compliment. Like, to me, it's like having someone go up to you and be like, hey, I love your videos, you're a psychopath. And believe it or not, charisma is even a problem in the world of birds. That's right. Dusty and I were having a conversation, and Dusty here brought up a good point. Toucan Sam. Now, this is a charismatic bird right here. I mean, anyone who eats Fruit Loops knows that they're disgusting. But this bird is so dang charismatic that he inspires kids to want to go out and buy his styrofoam tasting cereal. Yeah, exactly, Dusty. None of those Fruit Loops taste different. No matter what the color is, they all taste the same. They're all the same flavor, and that flavor is sugar-covered styrofoam. So, yeah, good one, Dusty. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say in this video. Charismatic people, I don't trust them. I don't feel comfortable around them. That's pretty much all I got to say. Keep it cringy, everybody.